Hey y'all, JD's a big back and we just got 1183, so let's talk about it. We start off the chapter going back to Emu and Loki, and Emu is still rambling to Ragnar about bringing vengeance upon Emu after waiting so long for somebody to wield him. Loki is shocked by how resilient Emu is after taking the blast. Emu mentions that neither Luffy or Loki could be one of Emu's soldiers, referring to them not being able to get Dome Reversied, as well as someone named Dozen. Who the hell is Dozen? I have no clue. If I could speculate a little bit, maybe it could be the Earth God in the first world or the serpent itself, possibly. Something has to be extraordinarily powerful enough to not get Dome Reversied. So something as grand as the Earth God itself, or even the serpent. It's not that far of a stretch. Or Dozen was just someone entirely different back in the old days. Loki prepares another blast attack, and Emu summons a gigantic sword and is able to block it. At the Western Village, Zaza is wreaking havoc against the giants who are trying to rescue the children. Even Ripley, who's badly damaged, and Chop even says that her and some of the giants need blood transfusions for how wounded they are. But as a mother, Ripley can't bring herself to not do anything for her kids, so she's gonna fight regardless, and I love that about Ripley. Killingham confirms that Zaza has captured 7 kids, just as Sanji is on his way to the nightmare. We see that Gunko is still frozen from Ragnar's attack, and even Emu's black flames couldn't undo it, so that should tell you something about how powerful Ragnar is. Usopp and the others begin to question Brook about his connection with Gunko. Though not an enemy, Brook wished that he never see her again, and even if it is her, she would be 77 right now. Nami reminds Brook that she's a celestial dragon, but Brook already knows that because apparently the last time he saw her, she was on her way to the Holy Land. Brook wonders why she released her restraints on him and Usopp, and why she told him to run. Brook also says that it seemed like she had 3 different personalities. Her original personality, the one that saved them, and then the demon form. Jinbei says that they won't make a move until Brook decides what to do with her, and he even refers to like killing her, but I don't think Jinbei has any bodies. I'm sure he's capable of killing, but in the way that he's portrayed, it just seems like he wouldn't go down that route. So him deciding whether to kill Gunko or not, it just seems a little bit weird. Regardless, we get the first mention of Esperia, a country that flourished in music. Then we go back 70 years in the past, where we see a young Brook is waking up the town with his music. And even before the full reveal of Brook, you can tell he looks exactly like Michael Jackson. It's uncanny. Brook even strikes the Nika pose in the air as we see the kingdom of Esperia, a country of instrument makers. We even see citizens asking Brook to teach them his Swift Slash. Finally, we see a 20-year-old Brooke who is a raider captain in a guard corps of Esperia. And we also see a 7-year-old Princess Shuri walking alongside Brooke. Brooke seems to be fond of Shuri's mother, Candale, even though she's married, and we even meet the king himself, Luvin. We also see that he gets word that a gang is closing in from the port, and the men stationed there are outnumbered, and reinforcements probably won't make it in time. Luvin wonders who they're after, and the men confirm is the queen herself. Right now, the queen is at the opera house performing, and we see a little bit of her. The king suspects it to be the work of the Moron family, who have been after the queen for a few years now. The snails at the opera house are on Do Not Disturb, so they can't call to warn or anything. But Brooke does say that he met them earlier at the harbor. We cut to Opera Avenue as the gang is creating chaos and they're surrounding the opera house. The king and Princess Shuri are of course worried, but Brooke assures them that Candale can handle herself, and Brooke cut him down anyway. Then we see a late attack slash most of the gang. That attack being the three-pace hum, not slash. 70 years ago, there were two massive stars in the kingdom of Esperia. A former commander of the royal corps and the current queen of Esperia, Candale. Though his music was disliked, he would slash his targets so swiftly they wouldn't even notice. Master of the Swift Slash and the captain of the Battle Raiders, Humming Brook. And at that time, the kingdom was at peace. The last thing I expected was a Brook flashback in Elbath. And I'm 100% on board with it. I can't wait to see where it goes. We know it ends tragically, but I'm just curious to how we get to that point. Maybe we even see how Brooke got his head scar, but with how easily Brooke handles his opponents, I don't really see a major threat unless it's someone from the Holy Land, maybe a possible god knight at the time. And we know Princess Shuri does murder the king, and that's why Brooke feels some type of way about her. But I wonder when and how does Emu play a part in this? Maybe once they go to the Holy Land, Emu sees Shuri and wants her to be his second or helper or whatever. But the only way to get her is to kill the king, possibly the queen too. But we don't know what happens to Candale during this time yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. I'm also very curious as to who this Dozen individual is. They must have existed during the Void Century, maybe even earlier than that, but they were powerful enough to not be able to get Dome Reverse Seed and be one of Emu's soldiers. Probably spend a couple chapters in this flashback to flesh out the Brooke and Gunko relationship, even Candale, also see the downfall of it all. But y'all let me know, what you think of 1183, how you feel about the Brooke flashback, how you feel about Dozen, what do you think Dozen is, or who it possibly was, how you feel about Candale's design and the country of Esperia. Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch y'all later.